Oakland, California, at the Paramount Theater, and we will be there on July 27th. One night only. When y'all, you can go to Wendy's site, and she got, all the dates and the venues on her site, and I just suggest that when you go to her site, you just get the tickets, because these shows will sell out. These shows will sell out. The name of the tour is For the Record. So she gonna be setting the record straight. So you don't want to miss this amazing night of comedy with Wendy Williams. Like I said, she's kicking things off. We're kicking things off in Oakland, California, and at the Paramount Theater on the 27th of July. Then we'll do Tampa, Detroit, Philly, Atlanta, several other cities, and this is going to be an amazing time. I'm honored to be a part of this tour. So I thank everyone for supporting me, and I look forward to your continued support with my growing career. I'm about to get it. I'm about to get it. Everybody got their time. I've never been one to get frustrated with the success of anyone else.
Oh, okay.
And I just want to give a huge shout out to all the female comics. I look up to so many female comics like Tiffany Haddish and Leslie Jones, and I've watched these comics pave the way, and I watched like Leslie Jones, for instance. Leslie Jones is a comic from New York. I worked with her a few times. We're not friends, best friends, but we know and respect each other as fellow comedians. But she's 50. She's over 50.
I didn't know that.
And she is the perfect example of waiting for your time.
Right.
Because Leslie was in these trenches on these stages doing this guerrilla comedy, doing this chicken circuit for years. Years. Over a 20-year career, over 2 decades, and as this industry works, a lot of people, they give up because you get to the point where you're like, I ain't making no money, I ain't where I should be, this bitch making it, that bitch making it. But Leslie stayed dedicated to her craft, and now she's taking advantage of all these amazing opportunities that came for her because she was prepared for them, and she's finally getting her chance to shine, doing her thing on SNL and in the movies, and it makes me happy to see that. And it also helps, I will admit this, it also helps give me the strength to keep going, you know what I'm saying? Because when you have talent and when you true to your talent, you will get recognized. Tiffany Haddish is another one. Tiffany Haddish, but in this game, everybody looking at her like she a new comedian. She new and this, and that. Tiffany Haddish been in these streets doing this damn comedy, slinging these jokes since she was a little kid, since she was a teenager. You know what I'm saying?
I know that.
So, and I don't give a fuck what you say about Tiffany Haddish. Nobody can say that she said something bad or did something bad to nobody. Tiffany ain't never done shit to no fucking body. Only motherfucker might be able to say some shit is her ex-husband, but we don't know what the fuck went on in that damn relationship. So who are we to pry and give on? He might have had a little dick to make her say that. We don't know what the fuck he did to have her.
You always go straight to the little piece.
Well, shit, we don't know what shit. When you know how frustrating it is to give yourself to somebody who can't please you, shit, that's the frustrating shit. I've been there. So we don't know what the fuck went on. So I don't ever judge no shit that's got to do with a couple and the marriage. But when you talk about industry, Tiffany ain't never fucking hated on nobody. Tiffany ain't never been negative toward nobody. We never said Tiffany jump out and attack nobody ever. So I wish that sister much success. And she is somebody that I'm cool with. I remember when I was sick one time. Not too many people know that I was sick. You remember when I almost died that time? Not too many people
died that time.
Not too many people knew that I was sick. And I fucked with Spike, a promoter, a long-time promoter on Mo Better Mondays. He's still doing his own thing. Matter of fact, he hit me up. Shout out to Spike. And Spike called me to book me, and I was like, I'm in a hospital. And he was like, what? And he came to the hospital to see me, and he mentioned to Tiffany that I was in the hospital. Tiffany called me to check on me.
Wow, that's dope.
Yeah,
That's
Tiffany is a good chick. Tiffany called me to check on me. I remember when I was doing Hollywood Divas, I was preparing some material for the reunion that we had. I was gonna talk shit about this bitch. So I called Tiffany because I was gonna mention that the bitch be shot at the Slauson Swap Meet. And I know that Tiffany does a lot of material about the Slauson Swap Meet. So out of respect for another comedian, I called her and say, hey, you wouldn't mind if I, mention the Slauson swap meet when I'm talking about this dusty ass bitch. And she was all like, hell no. Tell that bitch she look like this and say this and say that. And we ended up having a great conversation about it. So I'm cool with Tiffany. You know what I'm saying? Tiffany ain't never done shit to nobody, and I'm so excited about all of her success. I can't get in touch with the bitch now, shit, but I can't get in touch with her ass now.
But I feel
but
like
when I'm telling you, I ain't mad. I ain't mad.
But it's because she's probably waiting on you to get there, and then y'all gonna have like, you know what I'm saying?
I saw her at the airport about a month before she released Girls Trip, and we spoke and shit, so we ain't never no funny shit.
See, that's dope.
Yeah, but yeah.
Like for me, like I kind of understand now why a lot of people, when they get to a certain place, they start to just like, they can't keep in contact with certain people because it's just like.
Look, I can't even get in contact with mine. I ain't even busy like that. So I get it. I feel it. See? And another thing that I love about Tiffany Haddish is that Tiffany Haddish is continuing to fuck with people that fuck with her. Her friends, I ran into Sexy Marlo, her opening act. And Sexy Marlo, I think Tiffany stayed with her back in the day or whatever. And so she took her on the road with her and helped her get a special and, been helping her out. And I ran into I ran into Marlo. This was like, where was I? When I was going, I don't know. It was a couple of weeks ago. Anyway, she moved her whole family to Atlanta. Marlo and her mama and aunties was all on a plane, moved these motherfuckers from LA, and Marlo from Compton to Atlanta. So she's doing this, because she's had opportunities that have been created for her through a connection that she had with Tiffany. Because back in the day, that's who looked out for Tiffany. So now she's looking out for motherfuckers that looked out for her. She got these specials that she putting all her girls on that fuck with her back in the day. And I just can't have nothing but respect for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Tiffany. I'm happy for her. And all of the success that she has is well deserved because she grind in these trenches and stuck with it. And, her talent is being recognized, and she got her killing these motherfucking movies. She killing these motherfucking movies. She in a movie every new movie, every little stream of new movies that come out, she is in at least one of them bitches. So shout out to her. So we're about to take a quick break. We're going to get it back and get into our subject. You're listening to Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. This is Carmen Barton of Carmen Barton. Can You Hear Me Now? In the studio with my son, Camos Pesos.
Yep.
Take us away.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we're about to get into the subject. That's only been 30 minutes.
Once you touch it, you will love with how that paper feel. That's why I keep coming up with flows that make them haters feel. They say I don't fuck with Shorty, he ain't really stating real. But you been through nothing, I done saw my hoes scrape a meal. But you been through nothing, I done fuck with hoes that hate me still. Bitch, I been her struggling, all these dummies think I'm making meals. Dummies steady rubbing my motion to get that pussy. But I knew that one day my money would be as straight as pins, huh? Sign me up, I'm wondering what your life like, yeah. Sign me up, I'm fucking, she go night, yeah. All these hoes sucking, they won't never get a fuck if she was with you for the church and be a nice guy.
I'm ready for this one night because these damn weekends they fucking me up.
If this country grandma got a partner in a slammer, if this country grandma auntie son was telling grandma's way, trying to get my pen up to go chill at the cabana.
You do it 3 weeks, then get a weekend off. It's like,
MVP, I want
every
to freak, you
fucking
know I like
weekend.
that.
Like, every fucking
TV gon' wanna see how I can fight back, little bitch. Oh, you like that, little bitch?
I love this money I'm saving for.
One in the arm, one in the head, you thinking it's so one in the chest, nigga, you dead, ain't get no exposure. Blow up like explosives, I'm just going through the motions. Got no bricks up on this road, I'm going straight up like a stoner, told you.
Thing up or?
Nah, I ain't just fucking with that shit. This motherfucker was late, pissed me off.
Ready now, huh? Later on, you gonna be like, I need another song. I need
like,
3
play
songs.
something else. Shit, I ain't ready to come back in.
to the rules, I do it by myself. Camels for the boom with the tool off the shelf. I be sticking moving like coons in a theft. Ain't a movie, but I'm a stunt move looking swept. Oh, man, I fooled to a chef. Put me in the pot, the whole room for the meal.
Oh, this is new, ain't it?
Thinking lies, you confusing yourself. Get a tutor so you can learn who is the best. I think I'm losing respect, so I'm finna start pressing like
family,
dudes when it's
man.
lit. Why
Everybody's
is my
good.
view so impressive? I think it's cause I'm meant to be hot like a cliff and that's it. I'm about to leave them with a whole batch of that white this evening. Like a Klux Klan, you was right like Jesus. Then we used to wanna sit, I'm running around like heathens. I'ma be the best.
Boy was in town. He just left back out today, Marcus.
I know she
Oh, that nigga slipped in on me, huh?
Yeah, he was planning on leaving out tonight. He didn't realize he had to be back to the doctor.
Oh, okay, how he doing?
He's cool. He got one of those little scooters.
Oh, okay. Is he getting fat?
Nah.
Okay, good.
He's eating more of a vegan diet.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not eating any meat at all, or fish or anything.
Oh, that's good. I need to do that shit. I be every time I say it, I be like,
Just gotta do it. Discipline, man.
yeah. But that taking these vitamins,
Yeah.
I look up. I don't even hungry. I look up and I be like, damn, I ain't ate at 4 o'clock. Like normally I be done fell out if I haven't ate.
Are you exercising at all?
Not like I should be.
If you just get out, you'd be amazed. Like, if you just get out and walk,
Yeah.
you'd be amazed what that shit is doing for you.
I'm into because I got to see what it's doing to me without eating right and exercise. I can only imagine what it would do if I eat right and exercise.
Yeah, I know I'm in risk of people saying can't blame, but I do not give a shit. That's why my players stand claim can't blame without blame, can't scream without saying, cause there's plenty niggas doing it like sex on a plane. God damn.
Welcome back to Carmen Barton. Can you hear me now? We live in the studio, Hollywood, California. I'm here with my son and my engineer and the writer and producer of all the music that you hear on Dash Radio. What's up, Cam?
What's up? What's going on?
Cameron, if people want to hear your music, if they don't be listening, how can they hear your music?
Well, you can go on Camos Peso on Instagram, CAMOZ_PESO. And in my link, I do have a link to my newest track, but that leads to my other tracks because that's my profile. So, you know, you just go to that, listen to that song. If you don't like that song, go to my profile. You know, got plenty of work on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Because I don't do the the iMusic right now or the Apple Music because you know I don't get anything from it, so I'd rather just put my stuff out for free right now. So.
Okay, so put that shit out. Go support my son. Follow his Instagram and listen to his music. I want to give a shout out to my mother today. Everybody doing this old face challenge on Instagram. Have you been seeing it? It's the dumbest shit ever. Like people, y'all just see what they gonna look like when they get old. But that shit, I don't know. I did it. I ain't gonna lie.
You did it?
I did it. But that shit had me looking old as shit. I'm not gonna look like that. I'm not gonna never look like that app.
How do you know?
Looking because they need the old face app needs an app for black people and then
okay.
The old face app had me aging like a white girl. You know, white girls, them motherfuckers, shit, they be 20 looking 86 in this bitch. You know what I'm saying? They skin is so thin that it wrinkles and they have the damn crows. They start getting the crow's feet at like 17, 18. You know.
Wow.
So, but y'all know black don't crack, you know. So I already look young as shit. I'm on her whole 43, looking not a day over 30 in this bitch. So I did that. I'm like, I wish the fuck I would post this shit. So what I did, I posted a photo of me and my mother that we took back in May, just before Mother's Day when she came to visit Los Angeles. And so I had a picture, and she looked good. She damn near 70. She like 670. She's 60, 68 or some shit. She old.
68.
Yeah, but she still
Really?
but she
68
still too. Yeah, they stay
Wow.
the same age. So
That's crazy.
Damn,
Time
did I miss
flies.
Daddy's birthday? I know. I
No,
didn't
no,
miss-
no.
I didn't see. I ain't seen him shit though. I didn't see him.
I didn't get to send him anything.
But he'll be here in a minute, so when he
Yes.
comes, we can kick it, we can turn up.
Yes.
But yeah, so I posted a picture of my mother, because I'm like, this my old face. This how I look. With
That's
like
funny.
This. Shit.
That's good.
Yeah, so that was my old face challenge for photo. But my mother actually is in the hospital right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I
So
saw
she
that.
ain't sick or nothing. Don't be like, oh shit, she ain't sick, about to die. It's crazy because this is what the thing is. I'm a comedian, okay.
Mhm.
And when you get to know me, you'll see that I'm a very silly person. Like, I'm not the type of person that be having to like work hard at being funny.
Mhm.
I'm just silly, you know what I'm saying, and goofy and really creative, you know. So my comedy is, you know, relatable. So my mother called me. No, first she sent me this picture of her laid up in the hospital bed, cause she dramatic like that. That's the type of shit that she do when she wants some attention. She sends a picture of her laid up in the hospital. I'm like, oh God, what's going on? So she called me. Now my mother, first when I see the picture, the first thing I'm thinking is like, who is she about to sue? My mama would sue a motherfucker quick. She would go look up in there. She got a degree in criminal justice.
Oof.
And some type of theological degree too. She got
Theological.
like, yeah, she got like math. She's very, very educated. So she'll take what she learned in criminal justice and combine it with the Bible and sue the motherfucker for 50 grand for making her toenail shorter than it was when she came in the nail shop. So she's not to be fucked with legally. So I'm seeing her in the hospital, and I'm like, oh shit, here we come, another lawsuit to help me pay for this wedding shit. So I'm like, oh shit. So I called her. Let me hear this. My mother is extremely dramatic. The dramatic side that I have, I get it from my mother.
Really?
Oh yes, I get all, because you know Daddy ain't drama-fied. He
hates drama.
He
That's
hates
why,
drama.
That's why we get along so well.
So this drama shit that I got going on is all from my mother's side. So I call my mother and I'm like, Mom, what's going on in the hospital? Now mind you, my mother works at the hospital. She's a chaplain at the hospital. So you know, when they have, you know, sudden deaths, and the chaplain come pray, or sometimes if you have a younger death, like somebody died, when the doctor comes in and tell you that, you know, your son didn't make it out of surgery, he did, they typically have a chaplain with them so that they can immediately start to, you know, give you prayer and help you cope with your loss. So that's what my mother does. She's a chaplain. And so she worked in the hospital. So I see the pictures. I'm like, you know, is she suing? What's going on? So then she calls me. I was like, okay, let me hear this story. So she tells me this story about how she fell off the treadmill. So I was trying not to laugh and shit, but all I could do was picture her falling, and she didn't even fall off the treadmill at the gym. She fell off the treadmill at her whole damn house. So you got to sue yourself now.
Dang. You
So
say you
I'm
gotta
like-
sue yourself now. Wow.
So she told me this dramatic story about how.
I'm sorry, it's funny to me too a little bit. I try not to laugh when y'all sent me the message. I was like, this is
You
not
ain't called.
funny.
You better call your grandmother.
I know, but it's funny because like she, it's always, I always like she
And
said,
she about to
reminded
be-
me to call her and like
She about to be in
about to be
LA too.
forgiven. For
next,
real?
Next week.
Dang, everybody's coming.
Yeah, because I'm
That's
not coming
crazy.
to visit nobody
Right,
no
no
more.
more.
So they ain't got no choice but
But
to
to
come
come
to
here.
this bitch. They gonna see me. I ran
Smart,
back to
smart.
home. I ran back home to St. Louis and Ferguson every 6 weeks and
Yeah.
every month and
Yeah.
every 3 times a year. Man.
Which you lucky because you probably got all the like good food, man. That's what I miss the most. is,
Yeah,
like,
that's
the
what I
food.
know. That's the food. I
Oh.
heard some bullshit. But yeah, so I did that shit. But since I done got a man, I'm like, shit, I ain't going no goddamn where. Y'all want to come see me? Y'all want to see me? Y'all bring y'all ass to LA.
And it's not bad. It's just I mean it can get expensive, but when you visit it, it's really
Yeah,
not bad.
they
at all.
can't.
It's
They don't
cool.
miss you because you keep coming home every other fucking week.
Exactly.
Only motherfucker I go see is my brother because my brother got 5 kids and ain't nobody got $2 grand to be
Woo.
flying him and his kids. Anymore. So I would go and see him.
That's
And
funny.
shout out to him. He just opened up a new barbershop. My brother's a master barber, and his wife is a RN, and they have 5 children. He got all 5 of his kids with one person, and they had the first one after they got married. Like, who does that? He's always trying to show off. Like, we're gonna get married first and then have kids. Like, you don't even know if you like this motherfucker enough. Yeah, you gotta.
He did. He knew when his days was over of macking.
So he just got a new shop. So I'm proud of him, and I'm going to go see him. I'll be in Philly with.
You going to see?
Williams.
Man, you get to go see everybody.
Yeah,
I want to go out there too, but.
Well, I'll look into it if you want to.
I'm actually trying to get to New York. I'm
Well,
out there.
I got a Newark show in New Jersey.
I don't want to just be there for no reason though. That's the biggest thing. I want to have some business in New York. I don't want to just be over there like, cause then like it's gonna be just like her. You get trampled. Like I'm like her. Like what? Like we.
I mean, it's always some shit. I caught my dude from New York, so
yeah. So you know what's up in New York.
Yeah. I have him see what he could do, whatever we could do. Cause I'm about to be in New Jersey, and then right after that I'm going to Philly, or maybe I don't know. But I'll be
when is this?
To see my brother. This is I don't know what the schedule is, but anyway, I'm rambling now. My bad, y'all. So my whole point is that my mother is coming. What is this? My mother is coming, and she doing good though. She fell off the trampoline. She in the hospital, so she had this. Dramatic spiel about how she may have a fractured spine and all of this shit. I'm like, bitch, you moving your neck now. Like, how's your spine fractured? Your neck is moving. Like, you're not. So, anyway, they releasing her today. So, shout out to my mama. We're going to see what my mama look like. You can look at my Instagram, at Carmen Comedy. Shout out to everybody who logged into my live. At Carmen Comedy is my Instagram. At Carmen Comedy.
And I'm going to call.
Yes, call and check on your grandmother, not shit.
Yeah, it's because I think this is the reason why I don't, because it's hard to get off the phone, like.
But that's what you just say. Oh my God, let me hit you right back.
She don't take. No.
Just hang up.
She'll call back. She'll call back. She's like, did you just hang?
And I just like you.
Did you just hang up on me?
Let me tell you something. I don't let nobody hold me on no damn phone. I'm too damn grown to be sitting up here listening to some shit.
See,
I will hang up. Hey, let me go on this meeting.
Yeah.
Anybody tell you they finna go on a meeting, so they gotta call you right back? They ain't going to no goddamn meeting. They don't want to hear that shit. They don't want to hear that shit that you're talking. It's no meeting, bitch. It's no meeting. It's no meeting. Anybody who says, let me talk to this meeting and then I'm gonna hit you right back. It's no fucking meeting.
Okay.
Trust me, it's no meeting. So that's what I tell people when I want to hang up. I'm about to let me run this meeting real quick. I'm gonna hit you right back.
That's funny.
And then I hang up and call somebody else.
Wow.
So, shout out to my mama. I feel better, mama. I love you. I know she listening.
Wow.
So, we about to move on to our subject today. Basically, shout out to comedian Alabama on my live. He said he in the meeting right now.
Oh my God.
Oh, I ain't shit for that. But right now, everybody is in an uproar because the murderer of Eric Garner has not been, he got off, basically, for killing him. This was a long time ago. This was 5 years ago. So this has been 5 years coming. And, this is just ridiculous. Spike Lee posted something because somebody posted something on his Instagram and was reposted. And the headline was saying his black life did not matter. And we're going to come back with a lot of information.
His life didn't matter.
No, because they killed this man in cold blood and got off. So that's what we're going to be talking to. We're going to go back and we're going to look at the details of the murder of Eric Garner. We're going to look at what has happened in the last 5 years. And it's so crazy that on the 5-year anniversary of his death is when this police officer basically got off. And we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about how there are no consequences when you gun down unarmed black people for police, which is why they keep doing it. Very few have consequences. We're going to talk about black on black crime, because everybody will be like, well, what about black on black crime? We're going to talk about black on black crime. We're going to talk about the toxic levels of women who lie. See, we're dealing with a woman who's a compulsive liar, and she lies on her baby daddy, and she lies
glad I don't
and
have-
she
I don't
get
have that
this
issue.
done.
Out of
You know,
everything.
you are just as bad as the police, and the
Yeah.
reason why they lie is because there's no consequence. A woman can accuse you of rape,
Mhm.
and they research it and find out that you didn't rape this bitch, and that she lied, and this bitch gets nothing done to her.
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? There are so
Nothing.
many toxic women, and they are just as big as the problem with police,
yeah.
because they getting men locked up.
Mhm.
They falsely accusing men of domestic violence.
Mhm.
They falsely accusing people of child abuse. They doing all of this, and they are just as bad as the police.
Right.
And the reason why they continue to do it is because there is no consequence.
Right.
And what we need to do, see, when the police kill the right person, that's when they get a consequence. When these bitches come across the right bitch or the right dude to falsely accuse them of something, that is when they will get a consequence. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
That is when they go to you have to give them consequence. But the average person don't have time to go through all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the show's gonna be about today. We late getting into the subject. We about to take another quick break,
Yep.
and then we're gonna be back in full effect with our subject. You're listening
Yep.
to Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy.
Comedy.
This is Carmen Barton. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I never
You
been
guys
a fan of
listening into
love.
my life.
Had a drug and now I'm asking
The
her.
next subject that we have, I need to be able to look at my phone. I got my iPad, but
I never been
I
a
need
fan
my
of
phone
love. Had a
because
drug and now I'm asking her.
I'm
If she gonna be
fat.
in my hand and cup. But I really didn't mean it, I just had to
all
do
of them
it.
were not in my head
Too bad for me to
yet.
pass her up, so I passed the game. Like I had the joy, sticking grab her foot. I'm just having fun, but I think I like it just because I passed the blood. Cause shit you be hot too. Getting head in the drive through, she with the buy food. Getting brain on my mind too, but got my other fucking mouth full. But that shit you get hot too. Getting head in the drive through, she ain't wanna buy food. Getting brain on my mind too, but got my other fucking mouth full. I don't blaze, but I make it off of the puff. No 50, but I stay just coughing. R.I.P. to the greatest. Ain't your lady still saying I'm my favorite, cause they made me cautious. Cause once I'm in the air, I'ma tell her clear. Being this Minaj, I say, cause he made me flawless. I ain't never J, but I stay a quarter, 2, 3, 4. Now she want a Jay-Z dollar. You know it, I can't take for sex. I ain't the best. I make it, but she made me rest. I paint the chest. My nigga might be drained the stress. Had you dripping and say he can't even make you slip. Damn. Now you want my number. If I hit tonight, you gon' get good slumber. Now either you might be a wife or I'm high as a kite. Either way, girl, you look like the blunt is. I never been a fan of love. Had a drug and now I'm asking her if she wanna be in my hand and cup. But I really didn't mean it, I just had the buzz. Damn. Too bad for me to pass her up, so I pass the game like I had the joy, sticky grab her butt. I'm just having fun, but I think I like her just because they passed the blunt. Mother just for short, you straight manure, and I can't ignore. I ain't looking for no paper whore, that shit ain't for sure, and I ain't the one to be chasing after 2 times plus when I do down touch 10 cents, nigga, maybe more. Wasn't looking for no newfound love, put it back where it was. I ain't buying if it came from stores. Look, it's marijuana, make it wanna marry, don't it? Just be honest, I knew everything you wanted. From the time you out there, hit the joint with my friends and your homies, I knew you was pulling on me. Don't be frontin', lady, bag it up. Walmart game, baby, bag it up. I ain't had enough, but I smoke in my lungs and I know this the sun coming up, then that ass is done. I ain't fucking with you. I ain't fucking with you. I never been a fan of love. Had a drug and now I'm asking her. She said I wasn't able. I told her one day money don't be spread out on these tables. She ain't feel it at all. She ain't feel it at all. She said I smoke amazing. I said it's gonna protect me when you break my heart so great. I ain't gon' feel it at all. I might not hear it at all. Tell me how come I'm sitting at the table, but ain't nothing to eat because I ain't been out in ages. How come they never call? Unless they need a favor. She fucking on me good, but that's because I had a dream about some shit at the mall. She wanna come something too. But I said I'm done, boo. Pull your panties up like a balloon. I pop one, too many of you unpredicted twos. If I needed garden, then I would've grew a fucking shroom to forget that we talked. She said I wasn't able. I told her one day money don't be spread out on these tables. She ain't feel it at all. She ain't feel it at all. She said I smoke amazing. I said this go protect me when you break my heart so great I ain't gon' feel it at all. I might not hear it at all. Tell me how come I
You going back?
No, not yet, not yet.
Okay.
How about I show you how local my niggas dress is? How about I fold you like clothes and don't even press shit? How about I mold you so bold I have you impressed with my manners? Look like this little animal got accepted. You got accepted? Well yeah, I guess shit. Now that I can ride with nobody, I feel connected. Now that I can style with no stylist, I feel like dressing. Don't be out here tossing no salad, I'm too fluorescent. Don't be out here tossing no salad, let's spit the best. Hold up, let's spit the best. Hold up, let's spit the best shit. Master to the chains, don't got me here looking necklace. Master looking same, trying to get them smoking net pip. That big range will explain why you a dead bitch. That big plane is the reason I ain't land her. Well, I ain't land her. Well, I ain't land quick, cause I'm too fly, boss, working till I'm damn rich. Knock me off the high horse, I'ma still land Chris. Knock me off my God, I'ma still be on my plan shit. Knock me off my God, I just started and I ran shit. I just started and I ran shit, ran shit. I just started and I ran shit, ran shit. I just started and I ran shit, ran shit. I just ran shit.
Ran shit, fire, get your hands up high. I'm the man, bitch, tell your other man, keep riding with your life. Tryna get the block, I'ma get the knife. I can slide, think you really hot. I am in the shots. Ran shit, fire, get my hands get hot. I'm the man, bitch, tell your other man, keep riding with your life. Tryna get the block, I'ma get the knife. I can slide, think you really hot. I am in the shots. Ran shit, fire, get your hands up high. I'm the man, bitch, tell your other man, keep riding with your life. Tryna get the block, I'ma get the knife. I can slide, think you really hot. I am in the shots.
Ready?
Yeah. Welcome back to Carmen Barton. Can you hear me now? We're in Dad Studios, Hollywood, California. I got my son with me, Camo Peso.
Yep.
He is the writer, producer, and engineer. He does all the music on Dash. I'm really happy on Carmen Barton. Can you hear me now?
Uh-huh.
I'm really happy to have him in the building with me. I'm happy that we're doing this show together, Cameron, because I get to see you every week now.
Yeah.
After you moved out, I rarely was able to see you. We didn't connect, and so since we've been doing this, I'm able to see you every week.
Yeah.
And it's just a blessing to see my son out here succeeding, living life, being a productive member of society, working jobs, and living his dream. So this subject that we're about to get into, maybe, I just want to, I do have two sons. I have a 24-year-old son, which is Cameron here with me today. I also have a 21-year-old son, who's in Missouri. And
He doesn't like me.
Illinois. He do like
He doesn't like me. He doesn't call me.
He coming
I feel like
he
Nani-
coming to see me.
I feel like how Nani feels about me calling is like how I feel about Kaylin.
He's not a phone type of person. Text him.
He still don't be telling me like,
Leave
you know
my
what he
phone.
said to me?
What
No, and I'm gonna show you too, because you probably don't think I'm lying.
We
This is
can't
what he
do
said
this
to me.
every week, Cameron. We can't do this
I
every
was
week.
like,
These
I was like,
these
why you
people
don't-
are changing the station right now. They don't want to hear this shit. Nobody
I was
wants
like, why
to
you
hear
don't want
this
to talk
shit.
to me? He was like, I haven't found a reason to. I'm dead
That's
serious.
my nigga. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, no.
Kaden
See?
will be here for Christmas.
He
We
really
will
said that.
reunite. And I also have a daughter, an 18-year-old daughter who will be 19 soon.
Yeah.
And my daughter is also independent. She won't even let me come in her damn apartment. I picked her up the other day. I had to pee. She's like, no, we can go to the store. I'm
Wow. Wow, that's funny.
like, I know it's clean and everything. Neat freak. She probably had weed every damn day. She didn't want to hide her shit.
Well, that ain't
but,
clean though. You know what I'm saying too.
No, but I actually gave her a whole bunch of shit that I had in my crib and got all new. You gotta come see my. I didn't even been to the house in a couple of weeks. I got some new shit, some new sexy shit. I'm really into home decor, and so
What, the living room?
yes, I got some.
Yeah, what more can you do to the
Oh,
living
my
room?
shit is cute. I got some little cute
Oh.
little shit. I got some new cute little shit. So I'm really into home decor. I love Z Gallery and I love Home Goods. I love to, make my home cute. I travel a lot and I go to the hotels every week, and so I like for my shit to look better than the hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I got the all white sheets and bedding for the summer, and I got the all white. I got some cute little shit, and I got some little shit.
But that's another thing too. I started learning, like, not really consciously, but like just like picking up at my new job is like how to move stuff around and like make stuff look different, because
Yeah.
it does change your mood when you
Yeah,
move stuff.
exactly. Like you rearrange your furniture, and it's like a whole different energy in your
yeah.
crib. You know
It
what I'm saying?
It does change your
So,
mood.
so I got added some new little things to my dining room area.
Okay.
So you need to come check it out. But anyway, I have 3 children, and I'm grateful to God that my 3 children are healthy and happy and productive members of society. All of my children are educated. I have no high school dropouts. I have no kids who are running around here being nuisances.
You have a college dropout.
It don't matter.
College dropout.
It don't matter.
I feel like that's Ye level. That's Kanye level. Drop out of college.
Yeah, well,
It's hard.
yeah, I went to college. Shit.
You said what? Yeah, I went.
I went to college.
Right.
And I'm not a.
But that explains like where he is though. Like a lot of people, like Kanye didn't grow up poor. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was poor, but yeah, like middle sort of class is like, oh, I'm gonna go to college, but college.
And then my daughter is actually a lesbian, so I kind of got 3 sons like a
Dang. Wow.
Shout out to my daughter. My daughter been on her job for almost a year, and she got her own shit. Her shit is cute. I help her decorate it, and she paying her rent every month. She's can I say she's really not a nuisance to society, but she will get into conflict and confrontation sometimes, but she holding her damn job down and her crib down, and so it's all good. So this subject, I've always been that Black Lives Matter chick. I sell Black Lives Matter T-shirts every time I get a chance. I speak about the Black Lives Matter movement. And I use my voice to speak out against police brutality. That's what I do. It's one of the things that I feel very strongly about. And the reason that I feel very strongly about it is because I have sons. I have sons, and my daughter has actually had more.
Got a ticket the other day. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I was riding one of those birds on the sidewalk. I was riding a little scooter on the sidewalk. So
You should have punched that police in his goddamn.
I literally, like, if I didn't know what he was stopping me for, so that's why.
So he gave you a ticket that goes against your driver's license. What was it for?
Yeah, like
What was the citation for?
driving on the side, riding on the sidewalk. Because I had one of those little
He asked you for
scooters.
your driver's license?
Yeah.
I would have been like, I ain't got no fucking driver's license. You
But
should
you
have
need
called
one.
me.
But you need one to drive one.
Where was this at? Did
This
you get the
was
police officer?
downtown.
Where the ticket at?
It's in my wallet.
We gonna handle this shit.
Like I said, I wouldn't have stopped. I could have.
When is the court date?
I don't even know. I didn't like. I didn't even.
We
I
gonna
was just
beat
like
this
whatever because like it was meaningless. I'm like
This
this is like
how they,
this them
this how
getting
they,
petty.
this how they
Yeah.
fuck with black
Yeah.
people. This is how they fuck with
No,
you.
but this happened too. You didn't finish. I didn't finish. So this was very interesting.
Cause I seen a little white bitch on the sidewalk when we walked up in here.
And he stopped me right. So I'm getting a ticket. And another girl had came with her scooter, a little white girl. He stopped her too. He's like, I'm gonna need you to stop. She's like, what? Like, it was so funny because she was for to go off on. I was just quiet the whole
But did
time.
he give her a ticket?
Yeah, he gave her a
better had
ticket.
it.
But it was funny because it was just two different, like you know me, I know about like I'm not doing nothing because it's just like
Because they trying to kill you.
exactly. I'm just
You're
like
looking for any reason to
any
blow your
reason.
brains out.
So I'm like chilling, right? But she's talking greasy to him.
Yeah.
She's like, what? She's like, you stopping me for? She's like, I'm late. Like I was running late too. She's like, I'm late. Like what are you doing? Like what? Like this is so dumb. Like how? Like and I feel like he was being petty. But what happened was he didn't want to let me see that she was going.
Exactly.
That
He
she
didn't
was-
want to. He didn't want to let you see her
that
get away. But
with
if
it,
but if you wouldn't have been right there, he would have never fucked with that bitch.
Yep.
Ever.
Yep.
So, so I'm really sensitive about this whole, Black Lives Matter movement and this whole police brutality because I have children, and any of these deaths could have been my children, and I'm just, I was always passionate about it, but the murder of Mike Brown, which was literally in my backyard, and after the unrest in Ferguson, that I was able to witness with my own two eyes and see the blatant. See, I be getting emotional when I talk about this shit. It's just ridiculously blatant conspiracy against our people and how the police work together to protect each other. I don't hate police. My uncle, who I was very close with, was a St. Louis police officer.
Yeah.
That was his profession. He served in the war, and he was a police officer. But I know the privilege of being a police officer just by watching things that he did.
Right.
He was a good man. He provided for his kids, but he was a hoe. You know what I'm saying? And so he had a child outside his marriage, and and he had some domestic shit with the bitch where she wanted to have this baby. When he wasn't acting right, she told him, "I'm gonna tell your wife, and I'm gonna have to tell your wife about this baby."
Why we gotta go there?
And my uncle told that bitch, "I will kill you and that baby. I wish you would come near my wife. I will kill you and that goddamn baby."
Oh
So
man.
she ran down to internal affairs and went to go report him.
And they was like,
And they was all like, "Don't get the fuck out of here with these lies, bitch. Our beloved Officer Jacob will never ever do these things. Get the fuck on with these lies." So the police is gonna protect their own, okay?
Wow.
Let me just add that he never did kill the bitch or the baby. You know what I'm saying? He never did do any of these things. But
it was
mad
funny how
you
she
was
thought, like
fucking
she
with
thought
him.
that, like
you ain't getting ready to fuck with me and my family, ho. You knew what the deal was.
she went to the wrong people though. Like, the police is like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, the
so
police.
you knew this man had a whole wife. Just sit your ass down. So I just said that to say that I know that you get privileges by being a police officer. Just like police officers don't get speeding tickets. When a police officer is driving 120 and the police pull them over, they show their badge and they let them go. You know what I'm saying? There are perks to being a police officer, okay? And should there be perks? Of course there should be perks. I would think that every job should have a perk. But a perk should not be to murder another human being. That should not be a perk of being a police officer. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of police officers, a lot of these white cops, they become cops because they were bullied in school and because they want
to be cool.
They
wanna be cool
lack
now.
the ability to control situations in their own life. So they become police officers so that they can gain control, so that they can be looked at as a superior to some people. That's why there needs to be more extensive testing and recruiting that goes on with police officers. You just gonna let anybody be a police. He just out here murdering motherfuckers because he got beat up in school. That's some bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
And they place people in wrong communities too.
Yeah, you got people policing communities that they're not familiar with, that they cannot relate to, and it's just disgusting and ridiculous. So
it's a few videos of police like playing basketball with
Yeah,
the
you
kids
got-
and
you
stuff,
got
like
police.
in their area, but they know them, like they,
Yeah.
you know, and they cool, and it's just like they cool. Even I've even seen, yeah, I've even seen a boxing match with polices and other. Now that's cool if you can go into a community and have a safe boxing match
Yeah, they
with another
have it.
police,
Well,
and like and them to leave and say, "Oh, we love you," like it's all love and whatever. Like, no, that's, you know what I'm saying. That's the
I
type
was
of.
I grew up. I'm from Ferguson, Missouri. I spent over half my life in Ferguson. When I was an adolescent, I lived in Berkeley, Missouri, which is a neighboring community, a neighboring city from Ferguson. It's like,
Mhm.
you know, a couple of miles or maybe even a street, because I think Ferguson directly connects with Berkeley.
Mhm.
So I remember, you know, I was a problem child as a teenager. I would run away. I was very rebellious. I was, you know, would do lots of things. But the police officer, Bakula, I still remember his name. Bakula was his
Bakula,
last
that's a
name.
cool name.
Bakula.
Bakula.
White man,
Huh.
was an officer. He knew me.
Mhm.
And he knew that I used to run away and I used to do shit, and you know, he knew that I worked at Berkeley McDonald's, and he knew me. And when I grew older and he would see me when I would have issues, I would reach out to him because he knew me. He knew who I was. He knew what I was capable of, you know. But the majority of the jurisdictions in St. Louis County, they are just extremely racist, and they just fuck with people, and they don't know the people in the community, which is part of the problem. Now, getting into our subject about Eric Garner, because there's this huge uproar in the community and in the country because the police officer just got out. Now, let me just familiarize you guys with Eric Garner, if you're not familiar with the death of Eric Garner and the case of Eric Garner, because this happened a long time ago, 5 years ago, and there have been so many instances of police brutality and police killing black people. Sometimes it's difficult to decipher which case is what, so I want to familiarize you all with this case. Eric Garner was the man who died on July 17, 2014. In Staten Island. New York City police officer Daniel Patello put him in a chokehold. And basically he died as a result of that illegal chokehold. New York police officers approached him on suspicion of selling loose cigarettes without a tax stamp. He told the police he was tired of being harassed. You know, he wasn't selling no cigarettes. And then when they went
Even
to,
that is petty though. Like,
I mean, come on!
Even
It's
that
just
is the
it's
pettiest.
just as petty as you riding on one of these bikes, you know,
Yeah,
on the sidewalk.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? That's all. See, my whole thing is that we live in a day and time where it's not about protecting and serving. It's about fucking with black people because you know that you can. Specifically, poor black people. So we're gonna get into that in a minute too. So anyway, they went to arrest him, and you know, they just did the most. This officer pulled his wrist behind his back, proceeded to put him in this illegal chokehold. And this, you know, the phrase that everybody familiarized with is when he said, "I can't breathe." He told these motherfuckers, "I cannot breathe. I cannot breathe. I can't breathe." Do you think this motherfucker stopped? Nope. He continued to choke him. And my whole thing, this is so excessive because there were 4 officers standing over him. Why the fuck are you choking this man? He on the ground. That's neither here nor there. The officers, you know, did, you know, get him medical attention, and they did not perform CPR on him. You know, he got to the hospital and he was pronounced dead about an hour later. So he was not armed. He was not assaulting anyone, you know. So here we are 5 years later, and it's time for this man to face charges because you killed this individual.
Right. And I even heard about like them wearing shirts saying it or something like that. Like Yeah, it was some police officers like wearing shirts saying I can't breathe.
I mean, I can't breathe went far because a lot of people, you know, were doing it.
Yeah, I can breathe. Yeah. That's what
They
it was.
yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah. That's what they was wearing. That's even
yeah,
worse.
exactly. I mean, right now, I'm looking at headlines saying that the cop vows to get revenge on Eric Garner for trying to frame him for murder.
Huh?
Yes. This New York officer will not face charges in the chokehold death of Eric Garner. The decision not to charge the officer in the case exposes a divide. This is just ridiculous. The decision on Tuesday not to bring federal charges against the New York officer who placed Eric Garner, an unarmed black man, in an illegal chokehold before he died, highlighted the ongoing turmoil and the unusual divide of the Department of Justice. So the Department of Justice is split, while the Attorney General, William Barr, made the final determination not to charge the officer, siding with federal prosecutors in Brooklyn. Lawyers with the Department of Civil Rights Division believe that the charges could not have been pursued. Two officials told the NBC News that. This is just ridiculous, you know what I'm saying? These people are getting away with murder,
Yep.
And this comes 5 years later, when they decided not to charge the officer that killed Mike Brown. It was quickly an uproar in St. Louis and Ferguson because of that, which we knew they wasn't going to charge him because they fuck with the evidence and they started getting all these fake ass witnesses, and then they brought this man to go and talk to the people who decide whether he get charged. All this shit is that they don't normally do. They had that racist bastard Robert McCulloch as the prosecuting attorney, and so it was just a mess, So this is just terrible. It's not shocking. We're used to it, and they want us to be used to it so that we cannot be mad. So they want us to get used to it. Get used to it. And this is a message being sent that it's okay to kill, to murder black people, unarmed black people in cold blood. See, my whole thing is that even if you are armed, it don't necessarily mean that you should die. But when you're unarmed, it's just no reason. It's just no reason for you to choke this man to death after he telling you that he can't fucking breathe and you got 4 officers with him. Like, come on.
That's why as far as music goes with the rap community, I love like gangsters. Like even though I ain't grow up to be a gangster, never have I claimed to be one. But like I get it a lot. Like they don't mess with gangsters. Like they don't mess with people who they know would like retaliate. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole thing too. Is that they like picking on the innocent, and so that's why all the time I feel like because I'm doing right, like it's bound, like somebody's bound to like mess with me out for no reason. But any situation I'm getting in, I'm always like the calm person. I'm always quiet and just trying to listen to what's going on. So, but that's why I say, like, I don't know how long we all got, because like you said, people is getting used to it. It's sad,
this is
but
the thing about the thing about this situation is that
that's what I think about before I leave. I'll be like, well.
The thing about this situation is that they, someone was saying, put it like this, that where there's a chance that a police officer acted inappropriately, this Justice Department has turned a blind eye in their favor. They know that these motherfuckers act inappropriately, and they don't give them any consequences for it, But what bothers me is not this, the fact that they let them off. I mean, that bothers me, but what bothers me the most is when black people are afraid to acknowledge it and speak up. And a black person will sit up here and tell you, well, what about black on black crime? No, you mean like, is he any worse than a black on black crime? Let me tell you something. My response to these hate themselves ass motherfuckers is that
it still goes back to them.
No, when black on black crime occurs, when I come and I kill you, okay, and I'm caught on tape killing you, I'm caught on camera, I have videos and pictures recorded of me murdering you, I go to jail
Uh-huh.
for the rest of my life.
Yep.
I'm not giving a chance. This motherfucker ain't even lost his goddamn job. He still got a job. They are something well, he may lose his job. How this? He still has a job. When a black person kills another black person, they suffer consequences for those murders.
Yep.
Our jails right now are filled with black people who killed other black people.
Mhm.
There are consequences. There are things that they have in place to deter these murders from happening. Of course, every murder isn't caught. There are things that slip through the cracks, and there are communities where it's just so much crime.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Chicago where they had one weekend where 19 people got killed in one weekend or something like that. You know, a lot of times these detective bureaus don't have the manpower to investigate all these murders and bring all the black on black crimes, murders to justice, but they do for the most part. You know what I'm saying? That's why I get pissed off when they want to take all this time to sit and investigate if Jussie Smollett lied about some shit. If y'all don't go solve a goddamn murder on this bitch, like what the fuck are y'all doing? You know what I'm saying? Like that shit pissed me off so fucking bad. And I don't give a fuck if he lied or not. He didn't kill a motherfucker. Y'all mad? Y'all more mad at this shit than y'all are at police getting off for killing black people. And the thing is, the reason why this is such a huge deal is because since there is no consequence for him doing this, this is going to promote more murders. You know, because when they start making police accountable and putting them in jail and doing things, you know, even when the police are convicted, they work their shit down to manslaughter and get these motherfuckers 7 months in jail or you know or 8. They don't suffer the consequences. But the minute that they do, the minute that they told, yes, we will protect you as officers. We will make it possible for you to be able to speed and you to be, you know, we gonna tame your outrageous baby mama or the side baby. But you can't be killing motherfuckers. If you use excessive force, you kill somebody, you know, you're going to go to jail just as they would. You know what I'm saying? When they start doing that, then it should have stopped. Until then, you will see an array of murders. You will see an array of people continuously being killed by police without consequence.
And I feel like
because the only thing that deters you from committing a crime, period, is consequences. The only thing that deters you from committing a crime, period, is the consequences. If there were no consequences, then motherfuckers would just be out here killing people and shit. All my damn ex-boyfriends would be dead. If it wasn't anybody that pissed me off would be a dead bitch. The second you do some shit that piss me off, you would be dead. If there was no consequences, what the fuck am I finna not kill a bitch for? Because I'm not one of these holy, kind-hearted, oh, everybody deserves to live. No, that nigga that cut me off need to die. You know what I'm saying? That's how the fuck it is. So the only thing that deter, I used to shoplift. I used to be a shoplifter. I used to be a booster. And I was a damn good booster as well. It started when I was a young mother, and I didn't have the money for my kids to be as fly as I wanted them to do. And so I started, you know, hustling and, you know, boosting and, you know, selling clothes and doing this shit. And, you know.
I didn't ask of any of this, by the way. I didn't tell her to do it.
Yes, you did. You wanted the new shit.
No, I didn't. You could have just told me no. That's the difference between spoiled kids and not spoiled kids.
Yeah, my kids.
When you say no,
it's
like,
kids,
well, that's a no.
I mean, this was you know, I'm a hustler. You know what I'm saying? And people may look at me with the side eye and be like, oh my God, you steal. Like, I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all. I'm no different from a drug dealer or no different from a bitch selling pussy or any of this shit to get out here hustle. You know, get their money. But I'm using myself as an example to say that when you do things that are not legal, you know, you have a conscience, and in the back of your mind, you don't want to go to jail. You don't want to get caught. You know, I got caught, you know, a few different times shoplifting when I was younger.
Wow.
Every time I got caught, I got better. I own that, but
what?
No, I got caught one time, and they put me in this little shoplifting class. And
really?
Yeah. So
I
was in there. They made you take a class about shoplifting, and so I was in there with a bunch.
How to do it or not to do it?
No, I was in there with a bunch of other shoplifters, right? And so it was like an Alcoholic Anonymous shit for shoplifters.
Okay.
So they had us all
That's
talk
funny.
about our case and what we did
Kleptos.
or whatever.
Bunch of
And then they
kleptos.
showed us this video, you know. And when I tell you, after I left that class, I was a beast. I was
For
a
real?
much better shoplifter than I
What?
was before the class. What? Because number
Why
one,
would they do that though?
I don't know what they thought they was gonna do. I don't know what the fuck they thought this class was gonna do.
Wow.
But they watched they showed in the video, like, you know, they got secret shoppers in these stores and you guys should be afraid. And these guys are looking for somebody to be nervous and always looking behind them. And they typically have on tennis shoes so they can chase you.
Oh,
or
that's
something.
stupid.
So
That's a
now
dumb class.
I'm looking for the motherfucker.
That's
I'm like,
a
okay,
dumb
he probably a
class.
secret shopper because he got on the tennis shoes. And I know not to look nervous and jumpy and fidgety. This shit was
That's so
retarded.
dumb.
And
Rather
I
than
was
saying
in there-
just don't
And I
steal.
was also in there with all these other shoplifters who was revealing their techniques.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So,
Oh my
I
God.
was a beast after
That's
that goddamn
hilarious.
class.
She was in St. Louis?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Stupid.
So,
dumb.
so my whole point in saying this is that, I stopped shoplifting because it was always a side hustle. But, you know, you don't want to get caught. You don't want to go to jail. You don't want to suffer the consequences. You can make this quick money, but there are consequences, you know, to when you break the law.
Right.
And so one of the major deterrents for me was I did not want to go to jail. So when you don't have any deterrent,
Mhm.
then you're not going to stop. And, you know, I just want to talk, you know, so you know, my heart and soul goes out to the family, the immediate family of Eric Garner, because it's like him being murdered all over again. You know, after you realize that the person that took your loved one will never suffer any consequences for it. You know, they had a fund for the policeman that killed Mike Brown. They had like a
What?
Yeah, they had motherfuckers raising money because, you know, he retired. This nigga somewhere on the beach somewhere, laid back. He don't even work no more. He quit his job and he laid up somewhere. He had a fund with hundreds of thousands of dollars in it. The money that they raised for this motherfucker was more than they raised for the family of Mike Brown. Yes. That's what they do. They when they leave and they go live good, they still get their pension. They still get all of these things after you done murdered a motherfucker. So, you know, my whole point is that my heart goes out to him and his family. Well, not
Right.
him because he dead. Well, my heart do go out to him. But what I'm saying is that I'm praying for his family because with this just hitting on the 5-year anniversary, this is just like him being murdered all over again. And this is a huge message being sent
I
that
was gonna say.
no matter what evidence you have against these motherfuckers,
Mm.
we are not living in the land of the equal rights and the laws, and the system is fucked up. The system is fucked up, and white police officers are not the only people who are making the system fucked up.
Right.
I want to talk a little bit about the fact that there are a lot of very toxic women. And I know because I used to have a lot of toxic ways when I was younger. You know, I'm an Aries. You know, I can be vindictive and.
Can you now?
Yes, I can. And so, you know, but as I got older, I outgrew these things. I outgrew these ways. You know, I'm a comedian, but I love my family. I've always, everything that I've done in my life as an adult, after I had children, it was for my family, for my children. I'm extremely family oriented. I do a lot of things, you know, with my family in mind. I'm not one of these club bitches. I ain't got to go out. I don't drink. You know, I go to these comedy clubs, make my money, come back, chill with my family. That's how I am. You know, I like the finer things in life. I'm into fashion and home decor.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, my family is everything to me. And when I look at my sons and I look at the police, and I try to protect my sons, my children from the police. But another thing that I try to protect my sons and children from is the vindictive, evil bitch, because these bitches are just as bad as the police. these bitches will put a case on you and lie on you and get you locked up and get you killed. Just like the police was. Just like the police will. And the reason why they will do that is because there's no consequence. I don't know if y'all remember a couple of months ago, late last year, or maybe early this year, I don't remember. Chris Brown was accused of rape.
Yeah.
He was accused of rape. It was in another country. And, you know, everybody was talking about how horrible he is and this, and that, and slamming him. And after very minimal investigation in this other country, it was discovered that this bitch was lying.
Yep.
Well, it don't surprise me,
right?
because this is what bitches do. Bitches lie. And the problem with these type of bitches is that there's no consequence. Because I feel like when you accuse someone of doing something, there should be a consequence when it is discovered that you were lying. And there are. But people don't really know how to access and enforce those consequences. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and we're going to look into these toxic ass bitches being worse than the damn police. We're about to take a quick break. Cam, you ready for the break?
Yep, let's go.
Let's go. We'll be right back. I can listen to Marcus King presents Dash Comedy. This is Carmen Barton. Can you hear me now, bitch?
Come see who got the title of one of the elite, only one true breed. The niggas getting this cream, but boy, I'm nothing like it. I'm speaking samurai, Come see who got the title. You wanna be a beast, but keep letting niggas eat your part. Gotta get mean, I'm throwing them off the Eiffel. I see you in the Bible. I'm saying no, I don't like you. I'm stealing for my people, cause we should've been on them islands. Ain't paying this for free. You wrong and I'ma smite you. I'm busted to the lead. You ball, but I get higher. Got a need for speed. She keep looking at the dashboard, but I keep it G. So I might just hit the gas more. Fast forward, skirting down the street. Why you last, boy? Calf, boy. Why you look so neat? Get some cash going. I know you didn't increase too much by R9, but I heard 6 got hit up by like 3. Cold summer, soft thunder, ain't no tricking off me. Old numbers going over, I got too much belief. They say I'm finna go killer, riding bumpin' killer, go like 6 million, you need a chinchilla, you ain't got no business talking about my little business, I'ma drop more hitters, but my niggas finna feel it. Come see who got the title of one of the elite, only one true breed. The niggas getting this cream, but boy, I'm nothing like you. I'm speaking samurai, Come see who got the title. You wanna be a beast, but keep letting niggas eat your part. Gotta get mean, I'm throwing them off the Eiffel. I see you in the Bible. I admit, I got a few problems. I probably still got some. I probably still want them. I hope you forget about all the harm done. You probably want karma for all of your darkness. Quit saying that shit. You saying that's it, but damn, I got some more. All I hear is aim, but niggas never made the honor roll. All I hear is things that's probably coming from my collar roll. All I hear is hate because they can't get this shit kinda glow. But I'ma stay legit. You claim you got the blaze, my players got some things. They may take you away. Your stuff is out of here. You thought that I would change. I just this conversation. Okay, I'm kinda with the shit. My partner's really stay. Come here and take the whip. You don't know what to say, but you're so talkative. Just close your mouth and pray. I hope you got convicted. Okay, it's steady haze, and it's obviously because I gotta play a thing in the clock when it's squeezed. I hope okay. Let's get all the chili before we hit the road today. I'm a spark of your okay, cash in the safe, cause I had to. Tryna get it back, tryna move it, that's a bad move, bad move. You ain't help me scream, so get back, fool, bathroom. Shitting on these niggas, stomachs, that fool. Wait, I guess I got to wait. I'm hungry, guess the fuck I'm gonna take. I had to run it up, you run it to the vein. I guess I ain't the one, I'm Leo to the face. Wait, fuck them all, really? Popping up with no effort at all, really? Stopping us ain't gonna help the cause any. Lock them up, these niggas commit fraud. Silly, but I'ma stay legit. You claim you got the blaze, my players got some things. They may take you away, your stuff is out of here. You thought that I would change, I guess this common sense. Okay, I'm kinda with the shit. My process really stinks. Come here and take the whip. You don't know what to say, but you're so talkative. Just close your mouth and pray. I hope your God can hear. Okay, steady haze in the obvious, because I gotta bang bang in the clock when it squeeze. I hope okay. Let's get all the chili before we hit the road today. I'm a spark up your shit. Okay.
Welcome back to Carmen Barton. Can't You Hear Me Now? Coming to you live from Hollywood, California. Listen to Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. Shout out to Marcus King. Hey, Marcus. He's somewhere listening. So today we're talking about the whole police brutality, Black Lives Matter,
Police.
and all of that, you know. We're talking about how, you know, as a mother, I've always, you know, I've never said, you know, when the police are around you, hold your head down and don't stand your ground and don't talk to them. You know, never that. But but you know, I've raised my children to know that the police want to kill you. The police are looking for any reason to blow your fucking brains out. This is a part of the culture that we have with racist police. We, you know, my kids grew up in Ferguson, and the shit that happened to Mike Brown could have happened to any of my children, and they know that. So I raised my children to know what's out there. That's a mother's job, you know. So another thing that I'm raising my children is to be able to spot a toxic female, because a toxic female could be just as bad for you as a police who was bullied in school and now wants to use his authority to gain leverage and you know, kill motherfuckers. Bitches are the same way, except that they use their pussy, you know. They reel you in with their pussy, and they
Really?
figure out ways to try to control you and get what they want. Bitches that cry rape.
To me, that's completely different.
Different than what?
The girls who cry rape versus what you just said.
Yeah, I mean it is a difference, but let me it's a similar type of women. Okay. But basically, a woman who cries rape is put in a position to be raped. I'm not saying that it's her fault that she's in a position, but she's usually alone with a man, and she wants something from this man. And if she doesn't get what she wants from this man, which is why she's alone with him, then she'll say this motherfucker raped her, you know, or she'll feel like because they had sex,
she's entitled.
She's entitled to something,
yeah.
And when she doesn't get what she felt like she was entitled to, all of a sudden she's questioning whether the sex was consensual. Same type of bitch. Okay. I've been in situations. I'm 43 years old, so I've been on this earth a long time. You know, I began having sex in my late teens. I had my son that's here with me. Got pregnant with him when I was 18, and you know, so I'm familiar with being in positions to have sex with people. You know, I've been in positions where, you know, I may have felt a little bit uncomfortable. I've been in positions before where I have been afraid that a man would rape me, or I've been in positions where I didn't feel like I was in control enough. You know what I mean? It happens, you know. But as you get older, especially these grown bitches will be talking about this motherfucker raped me. You know, these bitches, you know, the infamous situation with Mike Tyson where she went to his hotel room in the middle of the night. What the fuck were you doing there if you was not trying to fuck? Because you know Mike Tyson was convicted.
No, I didn't know that.
Mike Tyson was convicted of rape. You never knew that? The fuck, these damn young ass kids don't know shit.
Sorry. I don't know. I know about the everybody, but I didn't know about the.
That's probably why he was biting ears from shit that he learned in jail for rape. Shit. Then he picked that shit up after he went to jail for raping a bitch. That's what
He went to jail for it too?
Yes.
For how long?
I don't remember. How long was it, Phil?
I don't know.
Dang.
It was a minute. Yes. Mike Tyson. He's one of very few.
Yeah.
And, you know, his claim was that the rape was consensual. I just think he fucked the bitch way harder than she wanted to fuck. Got that bitch over there, got them legs back.
2 a.m. in the
Work like he was in the boxing ring on that
2
bitch.
a.m. in the morning, man. You know
She
what
was
time
like,
it is.
she was like, fuck this. I'm like,
You said you know what time it is.
shit. She was like, I was gonna fuck, but damn, nigga, you got them fucking my spleen out this bitch.
That's crazy.
So you
She
know.
went in the hotel in the middle of the night?
Yes. I don't know. These
That's
damn
crazy.
millennials don't know nothing.
That's crazy.
So
I just didn't know that. I don't know
Yes,
everything. Dang,
yes.
I know a lot. I know a lot for my age, though.
Did you know Kobe Bryant was the
Yeah, I know
he was
that.
raped?
Yes,
And, you
I know that I know that very well because
Yeah.
I know that his wife was basically like he had bought her like a present or something to make up
Yeah.
for it. Like she was okay with that.
Yeah,
Like
$2 million ring. You know,
Yeah.
it's different when you broke. You know, that shit hit different. That pain hit different when you broke.
oh man.
So it's like this is something that happens. But my thing is that it doesn't only happen with professional athletes. It happens with everyday people. You know, you hook up with a girl and she feels like you got the potential to produce her some music because this is what you do, and you get the pussy and she realizes you ain't willing to do that. Then she cry right. That's what these bitches do.
But
You know what I'm saying?
like you said though, like it's out of my control because shoot, I mean, we gonna have to just go through that. I don't understand how
Well, I
women
mean,
want to go
it
through
is-
that whole process
because
of
bitches-
having
bitches
to
is-
act. They have to
Yes,
act
because
and really keep up that whole act.
Yes,
and that's
yes.
the demon, and that's
That-
really is the
yes,
devil.
But these
Like-
bitches will do this shit. These bitches that they're mentally the same way that these police officers that do this shit. These police officers to gun a motherfucker down and act like, oh well, my life was endangered, and go and cry and be like, oh, this was what I had to do. I had to use this for because I feared him.
Wow.
That's what the motherfucker said that murdered Mike Brown. I was so afraid of him.
Huh.
You shot this motherfucker, his had his goddamn hands up. You shot him in the hand. How the fuck
Yeah.
was you afraid of him? The fuck? So it's bitches that think just like that. And they are toxic and they will lie and they will do all these things. So part of my job as a mother to protect them from the police, but also these type of bitches. You have to see the signs. It's signs that you know, but the average bitch like this got good pussy. It's easy to be blinded by the pussy. It's very easy. It's very, very easy because dry pussy bitches, they got a whole different outlook on life. You know what I'm saying? They don't have they trying to figure out how they can get their pussy lubricated so a nigga can come. They don't have time to sit and plot on the motherfucker. They want to get raped. These bitches, they throwing a pussy at motherfuckers. So
Man.
but
Yeah,
you have to look out for these bitches because these bitches can ruin your life in their little
And
size.
I think ultimately my best thing to do in my situation, that's why I carry myself the way I do, because it's just love wins at the end of the day. So with me, it's all love.
Love wins. What the fuck? How the fuck?
Love
did this-
wins. Either way, it's nothing you can like. I don't care. Like if you lie on me, you only go hurt yourself. Like you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna go through whatever I have to go through. But as far as like my situations, I love people truly and dearly. So if I love you enough to let you get close to me, because that's how I feel. I feel like I don't even be going for most of the bait. I don't, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't chase after women or anything. That's another reason why people don't like me out here, because they like, dang, like, I don't care, like, you know what I'm saying? So with me, love is the ultimate answer. It's like you really go like do this to me after I like a person will have to be close to me, right?
Yeah.
And like have been in some type of relationship. And so where I'm like, well, I dealt with you. And
Cameron,
so like,
this is
you know
what I
what
want
I'm
you to
saying?
realize though.
Right.
All that love shit you talking, that's all fine, well and good. But you can be in a situation where you will give one of these toxic bitches the power to put you in a situation where she can lie on you. And it ain't gotta be all about rape. Rape is just one of the things, you know what I'm saying? It could be a girlfriend, it could be somebody that you know, it could be Pinky, which Pinky ain't perfect, but she ain't no toxic bitch like that's getting ready to fucking lie on you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of men who get in situations, they get in relationships with these crazy bitches. They get in relationships with these bitches, and the minute these bitches don't get their way, oh, he hit me, he beat me, he's abusive. Lying. And the thing about it is, it's just like the situation with the police. There's no consequence. There is no consequence for these lying ass bitches putting cases on people, crying rape, crying domestic abuse, crying all this shit. These bitches don't have no consequences because the average motherfucker don't have the time to look into what they can do when someone is lying on you. People don't know that there are several different things that you can do when you get lied on. But my whole thing is that you got to be able to spot these bitches.
Yeah.
You got to. Parents that's listening to this radio show, if you can hear the, you have to prepare your children to prevent life-threatening situations like a toxic bitch. God forbid you have a baby by these toxic bitches and you stuck with this bitch for 18 years at least. You know what I'm saying? I mean, one thing about toxic people, the toxic people lie all the time. They lie. They make up shit. They'll say, and this Instagram shit, it's easy with social media because motherfuckers just be on social media capping, just lying, just making up shit that's not fucking true. You know what I'm saying? Right. These model bitches that's looking good on Instagram, that's sleeping on air mattresses, these are the bitches. These are the bitches that if a bitch got an air mattress, she will accuse you of rape. I'm telling you right now. If a bitch is out here sleeping on air mattresses and she got 10,000 followers on Instagram and she posting pictures of herself on beaches and shit, but in real life, she's a whole different bitch. That's the bitch to look out for. That's one of the first signs is a liar. Motherfuckers who sit and make up shit. It's several different signs.
I feel like that's why the world continues, is that like problems are made to be solved. So I'm sure it's somebody in the justice system who's paying attention to this.
No, it's not, because they don't.
How do you know?
I'm telling you it's not, because the main people who they doing this shit to is black men, and nobody gives a fuck about a black man. You need to know that shit. Nobody give a fuck about a black man. That's the reason why they killing black people and black men. That's the reason why the police kill them, is because nobody give a fuck about them. If they was killing white bitches, get the fuck out of here. If they was killing white bitches, they wouldn't have never put no goddamn chokehold on a white man what they did Eric Garner. And if they did, they'd be convicted and they'd be in jail. If they was out here killing white bitches, you know what I'm saying? Let's go back to Central Park 5. This was all about them raping one of these precious little white bitches. You know what I'm saying?
Posted that on my
so
story.
my whole thing is this. They gonna protect them. Ain't nobody gonna protect you, Cameron. Ain't nobody gonna protect you, but I'm this motherfucker, but me. I'm the only bitch out here that's gonna protect your ass.
But that's what makes us so powerful, is that fact right there, is that we have to work way harder to protect ourselves and do things that we shouldn't have to.
But my whole thing is that you gotta protect yourself from the police. You gotta protect yourself from several different outside. So let me say something. The black man, they're so athletic. Black people, we take over everything. We take over everything, and they mad. They mad that we taking over goddamn Disney. We got a whole goddamn black mermaid out this bitch, and they mad.
Ultimately, it's their fault though. It's because it wouldn't be like that if it wasn't so much resistance. If they wasn't resisting so much, it would make us work so hard.
Trying to control us from even back in the slave days.
But that's why I'm not worried. Because like it's nothing they can do.
You need to be not only you need to be not worried, but you need to be smart. You need to try to avoid getting caught up with these toxic women because there are no consequences. When you accuse someone of rape and and your shit go all the way and they find out that you was lying, don't you think you should be the women should have some type of repercussions for that? Yeah.
But I'm telling you, I know people are paying attention to that. We cannot be the only people.
And
who
I'm just talking
are
about a
looking at
liar.
that,
A
you know what I'm
liar.
saying?
The thing about a liar, that's the beginning stages of finding out a toxic bitch is to catch her in lies. The thing about a liar is these bitches these bitches out here forget their lies. They forget. They lie so much to where they start to believe them, and then they forget them, and they can't keep up with them. When you can't keep up with your lies, when you're inconsistent with your lies, one time you said it happened this way.
Mm-hmm.
You told this motherfucker here that it happened this way, then you told this motherfucker that it happened this way. Now you saying this happened this way here, and then this is not true, and then that's not true, and then that's not true. God damn.
That's why I can't even understand why would they even want to go through that whole process.
Because they crazy. It's a mental imbalance in them. And most crazy motherfuckers are really creative and talented. It's a mental imbalance with them that they can't help it. They just do crazy shit, and they usually thrive attention and want attention and all of this shit. So, it be these motherfucking Instagram model bad bitches out here accusing motherfuckers of rape, or they feel like, well, I want you to do this. It's all about control. I want to control you in this way. I want to do this. I'm a controlling motherfucker. I'm a controlling ass bitch. I'm a very, very, very controlling ass bitch. But
all I'm saying is, like, in my situation right now, I like, if it was to happen to me, like, you're right, like, I should be able to call it out and be able to cut it off right at the
everybody,
end.
especially when you're trying to make it in Hollywood, you can't be cool with everybody.
Yeah, I know, but
you can't let motherfuckers into your personal space. Motherfuckers is toxic.
Yeah, but I'm saying after the fact of somebody doing that, when it's false information, there's nothing I can really do. Like, I can say, yeah, I didn't do it, but they don't believe you anyway. I'll be like,
that's why I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
That's why you got to take the necessary steps to cover your ass. That's why you build paper trails on motherfuckers. See, I can sense a toxic bitch from a mile away. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I'm dealing with a toxic bitch or dealing with somebody I can sense it, and I begin a paper trail from day one. From day one, paper trail. You have this bitch on text message saying she wanted to fuck you and suck your dick and all of this, and then she cried rape. You're like, look, Judge, I got this bitch sucking. She's gonna suck my left ball for 10 minutes and then my right ball for 15. I don't know why this bitch talking about rape. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to build a paper trail and cover your ass.
Right.
Cover your ass, because these bitches can get you in positions where they can ruin your fucking life.
Right. Yeah.
So you gotta look out. You know how you feel when a police get behind you and you driving and you're like, oh shit, fuck. You gotta feel just like that when one of these toxic bitches is up on you. You gotta have that. Oh shit, this bitch is bad, but she just told me them was her real nails and I can see the fucking acrylic from here. She already lying. Oh shit, toxic bitch sign. Toxic bitches usually have dirty ass microwaves. Every time you go to a toxic bitch house, open that bitch microwave and see.
Let me tell you something very interesting too, is that another way for me to tell is by when I try to connect with like a girl, right, and not even on no like sexual stuff, just connect in general. The funny thing is, they show themselves because they know who you are. They know that you don't have no money, and so they be like, "Oh, I'm not gonna mess with it." But then when you get something, they run back and be like, "Oh,
hey, remember me from so."
But that's a very important thing about me, is that I'm not gonna give in to that. I already know. Like, so if I've asked you something pertaining to anything and you curved, you just didn't respond, or you tried to curve, or just like left me. Or like, that's cool, that's fine, but you have to keep that same energy, because I'm gonna act different with you, and you shouldn't be mad at me, because that's how it go.
Mad, I ain't mad.
That's how it go. That's why I don't I don't understand how these guys be like texting these with like 4, 5, 6 messages. Once like I do the one and you don't pay attention, I'm gone. Like I don't have time for that. My stuff, I'm important. That's what like we don't have a
right.
they don't have
You
a lot of
are
people.
somebody.
Exactly. So it should take me 15 times to get through to you. You know what
So
I'm saying?
in closing, we wanna you know, rest in peace to Eric Garner and all the many victims of police brutality.
Yeah.
And you know, my heart goes out to his family. But mothers and fathers, we gotta try to protect our kids because they're out to get our children, and it's not only the police. Evilness comes in much different forms out here, and so you gotta be able to look out for it. You gotta be able to try to avoid it. It's difficult because most men have 2 weaknesses: money and pussy. You know what I'm saying? They tried to accuse Eric Garner of selling loose cigarettes, trying to fuck with his. He wasn't even doing that shit, but fucking with a hustle. You know what I'm saying? So you get caught up in this shit, and sometimes it's about being at the wrong place at the wrong time. But do what you can to avoid it, fellas. Do what you can to avoid toxic women. Not only fellas, because we in the day and age where we got women dating women and all of that. You know, whatever you dating, whatever you doing. If you're a dude dealing with a dude, men, because men can be toxic too. I'm not taking anything off of the.
But they're more easy to like.
They're more easy to spot, and,
Yeah,
and it's less of them because it's less men. Women outnumber men 10 to 2, so it's much more women out here. So you know, if y'all, you know, see toxic behaviors, get the fuck away from them. It's been an amazing show. This weekend I'll be in Memphis, Tennessee, at Chuckles Comedy Club with Arnez J and Jay Ellis. The following weekend I'll be with Wendy Williams at the Paramount Theater in Oakland. It's been an amazing show. You all have been listening to Marcus King Presents Dash Comedy. I'm your host, comedian Carmen Barton. Can you hear me now? Yeah.
Fucking you, but you can't touch my arm. And you better keep your hands to yourself, trying to rub on her. That's why you answer. But
Good shot.
you know damn well when she got a man here for good, but you still trying to fuck my mama. Bitch, you better run. Look, my mama been with me since I was a fetus. Just me.